Welcome to Elections 101 in 5, brought to you by YIGA Africa and supported by UNDP. It's a 5-minute program designed to bring you up to speed with information on Nigeria's electoral process, but more importantly, simplified information on the 2022 Electoral Act. On this show, we focus on the how and not who to vote. I am Samson Itodo. Let's get started. On today's episode, we ask the question, do you know the maximum amount of cash or money an individual can donate to a candidate or party? As always, we went to the streets and hear the voices from the streets.
I do not know anything about an amount that an individual, a maximum amount an individual should donate for a candidate. I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
I don't know, sir.
I don't know the amount.
I don't know the amount of money that they can donate.
You want to give money to any politician at all, presidential, should not be more than 1 million naira.
Well, the street never fails. Fantastic responses. It's been established that for running for an elective office, you have to spend a lot of money. And this explains the rising cost of elections and politics in Nigeria. But regardless, there is need to spell out a few details based on the provisions of the Electoral Act, because the Act has provisions that seeks to limit the influence of money in our political system. And as the 2023 elections draw nearer, we can see candidates deploying all forms of strategies, to raise funds to fund their campaigns. But the question is, are there limitations or restrictions on the amounts that an individual can contribute or donate to a candidate or a political party? The answer is yes, and the Electoral Act 2022 makes those provisions. First, the maximum financial donation can donate to a party or aspirant is pegged at 50 million naira. So 50 million naira is a threshold for donation. But the law also provides that political parties are not allowed to accept or keep anonymous contribution. And political parties, cannot accept monies over 50 million naira except the party can identify and disclose the source of the contribution to INEC. The Act also provides that INEC has the power to place limitation on the amount of money or contribution that an individual can make to a candidate or a party. And where INEC imposes a limit, any individual who exceeds that limit commits an offense and could be fined 10 million naira as well as a forfeiture of the amount he or she donated. Now, there's a timeline for you as an individual to contribute to a candidate. And so contributions to candidates by any individual or organization shall be from 150 days allowed for campaigns to election day. So from the date of the commencement of campaigns to election day, it's the time frame provided for donations to candidates. Now, contributions to aspirants, and these are people who have emerged from the primaries or before they emerge from the primaries, that contributions to aspirants by an individual shall be from the date notice of election is published to the conclusion of primaries. Any person who knowingly donates more than 50 million to a party's campaign can be fined up to 500,000 or imprisoned for 9 months, or both, if found guilty. And that's Election 101 in 5. And now you know the maximum amount of cash that an individual can donate to a political party or a candidate. Use this information to your advantage. Get ready to vote on February 25th and March 11, 2023, because our lives depend on it. Please let us know your views and inquiries by providing your feedback. We would love to hear from you via the email that will be displayed on your screen as well as the social media handles. Thank you for watching. I'm Samson Itodo. See you tomorrow as we yet again unbox another critical aspect of Nigeria's electoral process. Bye for now. Welcome to Elections 101 in 5, a 5-minute program that simplifies Nigeria's electoral process and enlightens you on the provisions of the 2022 Electoral Act. On this show, we focus on how and not who to vote. This show is brought to you by Yaga Africa and supported by UAP. My name is Samson Itodo, and let's get started. Tonight, we ask the question, how is a winner determined in a presidential election? We went to the streets, and here's what people say.
I think how they determine a winner after election is the highest vote.
People who have the credibility of the past things that they have done on ground, that they have set things on ground, those are the people that are qualified to rule the nation.
I don't think I can tell. Seriously, I have nothing to say about it.
Ever since I've been seeing election, there is no truth. Even this one, now it's only God that will determine for us.
Well, you can see those varied responses. But this is the essence of the show. We provide you answers to these questions and try to create the gray areas in the electoral process. And so let's begin by responding and providing answers to this question of how a winner is determined in a presidential election. First, there are two types of elections holding in February and March 2023. The first category is called legislative elections. That is elections to the National Assembly and State Houses of Assembly. The second is executive elections, so elections to the office of the president as well as the governorship election. And in 2023, you will have, or in March, you will have 28 governorship elections. The legal requirement for declaring a winner in these two types of elections are different. INEC cannot announce a winner if these legal requirements are not fulfilled. Now, for legislative elections, winners emerge through simple majority. Any candidate with the highest number of votes is declared a winner. And so for this election, this type of election, one vote can make a difference. So the highest person with the highest number of votes is declared a winner. But for executive election, like presidential election, the Constitution sets two major criteria for determining a winner of the presidential election. Now, let's look at the criteria. There are two of them, and that's what the Constitution says. And the first one is that a presidential candidate must secure the highest number of votes cast in an election. The first criteria, highest number of votes. The second, he or she must secure not less than 25% of vote cast in at least 2/3 of all the states of the Federation and the FCT. Now, let's break it down further, because that's what Elections 101 is about. None of the current presidential candidates running in the 2023 elections will be declared a winner if he or she does not secure majority of the votes cast on February 25th, 2023, and 25% of votes in 24 out of 36 states of the Federation. Note, there are two criteria. You must secure majority of the votes and then 25%, at least 25% of votes cast in 2/3 majority of the states, and in this case, 24 states out of the 36 states. So, if a candidate does not secure this threshold, what happens? INEC is required by the provisions of the Constitution to conduct a second election, and that second election is known as a runoff. And that runoff election must be conducted 21 days from the date of the first election. Now you know how a winner is determined in a presidential election. Get ready to vote on February 25th and March 11, 2023, because my life and your life depends on it. Thank you for watching. I am Samson Itodo. See you tomorrow same time as we simplify another crucial aspect of Nigeria's electoral process. Bye for now.